holding, but see how stretchy that is?
Hey, you know why though? Think about it. It's right by your turbo. 800 RPM, so you're idling here. So when you decel, you're probably going to swing right through that region.
Gotcha. The red car, when we do the supercharger on it, is staying A9L. And if we... What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we got Leech Motorsports in the house today. So we got Matthew, Cody, David. Everybody's over. They're looking at the Calypso right now. So we just got back from Texas, right? So they decided that they would swing over this way on their way to Foxtoberfest. So that's what we're doing today. We're just kind of hanging out. They just got here, and we're going to do a little bit of tuning on the Calypso. Now, this isn't going to be a tuning how-to or anything like that, guys. Honestly, we're just hanging out today, but we will kind of give you some tips and tricks. And I'm sure that me and Matt are going to sit down and have some pretty good conversations tonight. So there's a good chance I'll turn the camera on and talk about it, because there is some stuff that we need to let you guys know and we both agree on, and that's some A9L love. That's right, guys. Anyway, let's go in here and see what we got going on. Everything looking good?
No, man, you have the Phantom Ghost version of software that doesn't even exist.
Oh no.
So I'll get to try to run a different version of the software and see what it'll do. It'll let me download the tune, but it won't let me sync or, you know.
Oh really?
Yeah, I won't be able to like actually log in.
Wow. I can go grab the wife's laptop. Whichever one you want to do.
That's a good idea.
It's freaking tight, isn't it?
We're gonna have to have a conversation about that here.
Yeah, that thing is awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
All right, go. Valve starts to close right there, and the CL comp just goes nuts, and it pulls out like max fuel, pulls 25% out, freaks out for a second, and then just goes right back to not doing that. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I know that we, like before, my downpipe was leaking, so you know there were some issues there, but now everything should be buttoned up. Should not be any leaks or anything like that. We should be good.
do you think last time you were driving this car and it was getting learn data was when you did still have leaks?
Well, last night it didn't, but yeah, before that it could have had leaks. Yeah.
Yeah, because it just shows it's really, really rich right now.
Yeah, it's been rich ever. It's been rich ever since the downpipe leak.
Yeah, that makes sense because yeah, it's false lean, it freaks out, and then it starts dumping fuel at it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's probably just not corrected yet for it. Because I've only driven it like one time, maybe twice, and we're talking maybe 5 minutes total on drive time. So it was probably not had time to do anything about it.
Yeah.
Well, all right, guys, we're gonna let him work his magic. Okay, there's not a lot that I can show you here, but I'll pop back in from time to time and show you guys what we come up with. I think the car's pretty close. Shouldn't be a lot that we need to do, but yeah, see you guys in just a minute. right now to get the idle air control duty down, so that way it's not actually doing anything. The way he likes to tune these cars for the most part is let it idle off of the throttle body itself and not rely on the idle air control. So that's what he's doing. There's a fine line in there, but you can monitor the duty cycle on the idle air control and adjust the throttle stop and get it down to 0, which is what they're doing right now. It's getting there, guys. This video just took a turn. Hey, you know, it is what it is, right? So I guess first off, we need to talk about what was happening, right? So everything went really good until you did a TPS reset. So tried to do a TPS reset and it started freaking out, okay? So we're starting to get that percentage difference all over the place, this and that, right? So at this point, we're like, let's just go put hands on this. So we start to pull apart the tape on the TPS connection, and look at what we found. Where the hell did it go? Oh, there it is. So check this out. I was gonna show him, you know, like how stretchy these things are, and literally it just pulled out. I didn't put any pressure on it. So, good call, by the way, because, yeah, look at this, guys. Just look, hold on. Here, hold this.
I got you.
Check this out. The other one just popped out. Let's see, look.
Oh,
this one's holding, but see how stretchy that is?
Hey, you know why though? Think about it. It's right by your turbo on that downpipe.
Yeah,
I bet you that's exceeding whatever their recommended temperatures are. It's probably just enough to melt it again.
Yeah,
I
probably
bet that's your
so.
issue.
That was good to kind of put hands on this and try to figure out what it was, because what happened, we come back out here and I unplugged it, plugged it back in, and then he was able to do a
reset.
TPS reset.
It was normal.
It was normal.
Like it should be.
So at that point, that's when he was like, all right, we need to stop and we need to look at this. So there you go. Anyway, we hope that's it. That's definitely not a good thing, so we're going to go ahead and replace that. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead, cut all this off and redo this, and we'll get back to you guys and let you know. That was the problem, guys. That was the problem. So by this point, you may have already seen a video about me talking about the TPS jumping all over the place. I've not yet released that video, but I think I'm gonna leave it up either way, because I know for a fact that I've had issues with these TPS sensors going bad anyway. So I'm gonna leave that up. It's still worth trying regardless, but our problem could have been coming from those connections, causing my old TPS to give erratic readings. What are you doing, baby? Why do you always have a dirty mouth on camera?
Let's see, look at my face.
You can't see your face if you turn around, baby. Guys, check this out.
Still got some stuff I gotta do.
Yeah, this thing is clean. Yeah, I'm blown away. Like, this is awesome. And it's got a B-cam in it, right? B-cam Mafia. Sitting in there earlier and they fired this thing up. It sounded good. You want to bust it off with one? Let's hear this thing.
Still on a bass tune, so
Yeah.
might swing a little bit.
It's fine. I'm sure it won't swing that much. I love it. What year is it? 86. You don't see the Capris much at all. I love them, and they're really starting to grow on me a lot more because you just don't see them. My favorite thing about the Capris, though, the fender flares. Like, I think every Fox body should have had those. Love the seats. Like, the seats are, I want those seats in the Calypso. That's what I want. Good luck with that, though. Anyway, guys, I just want to show you this car. I know you guys have seen so many cars as of lately, you know, with us going to the LMR cruising and everything, but this thing is beautiful. I love it. And check out Matt, see what he's doing. Looks to be doing pretty good.
Yeah, now I'm messing with your idle spark settings here. See what we got on that.
Do what?
Messing with the idle spark now a little bit. Trying to find a sweet
better now. You gotta love stuff like this. I walk out here to the shop, walk over here, Memphis has left me a surprise. You gotta love it. You gotta love it, guys. All right, well, I just realized that I didn't video earlier, so decided to let Matt and Cody just take the car down the road themselves, and he wanted to do a little bit of checking and tuning and whatnot. They're pulling back in right now. Hopefully everything went good. He's probably like, man, let me get out of this piece of shit.
So this is like, you know, we give a number in the tunes. This is on tune 14 now.
Okay.
So you can send that to me later. I was going to look at this learn data.
Okay.
Just see. So, I mean, you know, just a couple pulls. It didn't show a huge fuel correction there, but I bet if we go look at the actual close loop compensation, I bet it's doing a lot more than that.
Yeah.
But it's pulling fuel, saying it's rich and it's pulling back, so I'd say we'll just leave that and let it do its thing for a while.
Okay.
Idle's real close. It's adding a little bit of fuel here, nothing too crazy. And there's this one little transition area that I think this might be part of your decel issue when we're coming back down.
Okay.
But big thing, man, that I was messing with is, you know, coming to a stop is basically this IAC ramp down window. I mean, that's that, and being real strategic with that part of your timing map, that decel, you know, swing back up towards idle coming off 2000 or whatever you are. If you have anything too abrupt going on here, that really unsettles things, and it can cause some issues. But I kind of made some changes to that seemed to help actually quite a bit.
And that's more of your cruising or coming down?
Yeah, because like you'll be up in here in this pink when you're cruising. When you're actually still in the throttle, steady state, you'll be chilling. If you're in gear and you let off and just coast in gear, you'll drop all the way to the very bottom down here. And then as your RPMs drop, you know, it'll go left, but it'll slowly go back up as it's working its way up to idle. And if you, at any point, you go ahead and clutch it and pop it neutral, you'll see the RPMs fall really fast, and it'll just kind of complete that transition faster. But yeah, so really it's just all this area, because you idle right at 50 kPa, just ballpark, and about 800 RPM. So you're idling here. So when you decel, you're probably going to swing right through that region. Gotcha. So, and when you look at that in 3D, you can really see it, because, you know, you end up, I'm going to smooth this out in a second, but you end up with a lot of timing right in here because it wants it at cruise and all that. But if you really look at what it's doing, when you decel, you're coming down through here. And you'll come through this way, and then right before you get to idle, you see that cliff? Yeah. That's what unsettles it. If that cliff is too big, and if we don't have the cliff so big on the spike, it's lazy coming off idle. You don't have throttle response. So you want that timing, but you have to be real smooth right in here.
All right, well, he's gonna make a couple more changes, and I think that's gonna wrap it up tonight. But before we go, I wanna get his final thoughts on a few things. So we're gonna talk about a pretty hot topic around here between myself and Matt. And a lot of you guys are gonna be like, what? What did you just say? Yeah, so stick around to the end of the video. Probably be pretty quick, but we want to touch on something that might surprise you guys. How did it do? Did decent? Not, he's not happy, guys. He's not happy, okay? And that's just the way it goes. I think most tuners are that way, but especially him. So the Calypso is getting close to being dialed in, I think, for the most part. AFR at least is good on the pulls and things like that, which is really what matters. When I say what matters, no, we all want drivability, I'm not gonna lie. The drivability seemed okay, right?
It's getting better now.
It's getting better. That's just the way it is. So with that being said, I'm just going to touch on this tonight. I told you guys that I had something to talk to you about. It may not have been necessary to go Terminator X, to go Holly. We're finding out, and see, the crazy thing here is, guys, you all remember back in the day, like, there wasn't Terminator X's, there wasn't, you know, all this different stuff. People were tuning the factory computers, and we got away from that, right? And Matt seems pretty confident that we probably could have kept this car on a stock A9L computer, and on top of that, probably been a little easier to tune. So we're going to dive into this later on. He's itching over here. Look, he's got tight lips. He doesn't want to go there right now. We are going to cover this, though, guys. Yeah, he does want to get into it. It's just one of those things where I don't know that this is the video for it. But I will say this: the red car, when we do the supercharger on it, is staying A9L, and if we huge shout out to the crew here for coming by and straightening out the Calypso. So you guys, if you don't know, Leech Motorsports, go check him out over on YouTube, and Instagram is
the Leech 405.
The Leech 405. I'll put it up on the screen for you guys. But look, hey, we're just gonna hang out, okay? We got pizza coming, and we're just gonna, and beer. So we're just gonna hang out for a little while. I'll catch up with you guys later on, and as always, thanks for watching.